Oh, Palace, Palace, Palace. Back to life, back to reality. Bloody hell. I mean, oh, God. I mean, this season is just pointless. This season is just absolutely pointless. It's worthless. It means nothing, does it? It means do you know what I mean? That's all it means right now. Because it's just like we're out of the FA Cup. We lose to Everton again. Can't seem to beat them again. Can't score against them again. Fair play to Everton. They deserve the win. They're all over us from what I was hearing on a few watch-alongs, a few streams and that for what the commentators were saying and that. I literally was listening to it for 5 minutes and I got bored. And you know what I did? Watch Love Island. It's better than listening and watching Palace, isn't it? You know what I mean? Thank God I didn't go. And credit to the Palace fans that went up there. Credit to all of you lot, man. Because I feel so sorry that you lot had to go up there to just sit through that pain. To see Roy Hodgson take Eze off. To see us not score again against Everton. Again in a match. I mean, what a disastrous way to kick off the new year. We never start off the new year well. We've played 2 matches and haven't even scored in any of them. Typical Palace, innit? Do you know what I mean? But that shows, that goes to show. That goes to show when you don't sign and spend any money on getting players this January window. Because here's what we pretty much need. We need a right back. We need Calvin Phillips in the CDM spot. We need to get him quickly. We need a striker and we need another winger. You know, and when you're playing Jeffrey Schlupp over Franco, it says it all. Now, I'm not going to lie, I never watched the game. I only heard bits of it on the radio, and I've seen the team line up. And I don't really want to talk about it. This was before the game. I don't really want to talk about it because it was a strong team before the match. But it's a chance. This is the FA Cup. It's a replay in the third round. It's a chance for you to play the likes of Amada, Franco, Ozo, give Raksaki a chance. And Raksaki wasn't even in the squad yet. He's been in first team training over the last few days. Why he wasn't on the bench, I won't know. He benches Ozo, drops Amada, drops Franca. It's like it's like Roy. It's like Roy wanted us to lose the game before the match even kicked off. But this isn't really all to blame on Roy Hodgson. As much as I want the guy to go and he's out of his depth and he clearly don't want to be there, you know, the reason why he's still here is because of Steve Parish. Steve Parish is the number one problem. He's a disease. He's an absolute parasite and a jackass. That's what he is. The guy's an absolute mug. It's all about him. It's all about his ego. It's all about what he wants. It's all about his Parish stand. That's all he cares about. That is all he cares about because he's an absolute mug. You know, he doesn't care about anyone else but him. You know, why do you think you see photos of him clubbing? Why do you think you see bloody videos of him dancing and doing karaoke and doing gear like an absolute, like an absolute? The can't even bloody communicate to his own supporters, and he came out at the end on the back end of last season saying we're going to the next level. Well, what are we? I think we're 13th, 14th in the league or something. We're sitting in a crappy position in the league. We're knocked out the third round of the FA Cup. You know, we played 2 matches. The first game at Sellers Park and a replay, didn't even score. And obviously, yeah, we lost 1-0. And I'm just looking at the goal here on Twitter. Sam Johnson, hang your head in shame because how you're not saving that is an absolute joke. It's unbelievable, man. It's a poor goal to concede. I mean, there's nothing the players could do about it, but it's just like it's nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. I mean, this is 2024. We've been in the Premier League for over a decade, and still it's the same thing year in, year out. Still, it's the same problems. We can't seem to put the ball in the back of the net. We don't look a threat without at least saying the team. I swear to God, it's embarrassing. And it's just really getting depressing. It's really getting putrid. You know, fans have turned. It's been so toxic for the last 2 months. I mean, I've enjoyed bloody having a pint before a match or bloody, I don't know, having a pre-match meal or chatting to the lads rather than flipping going and sitting there watching all of this crap. I mean, we can't score, we can't play football, we can't pass the ball. You know, we don't look a threat, we're naive, we're weak, and we're a bunch of spineless. That's what we are. That's Crystal Palace for you. That's what you got to see, you know, from a match like, you know, tonight's match, from the bloody Everton match at home in, in the FA Cup early on, where we bottled it and we played against 10 men and couldn't score. Against the Brighton game, the Brighton game, we bottled it, man. Do you know what I mean? The Chelsea match, we were woeful. It's just the same thing week in, week out. When is it going to change? When are we going to see a bright light at the end of the tunnel, man? Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm sick of it. I'm sick to death of everything. I'm sick of the bloody matches. I'm sick of the games. I'm sick of the performances. I'm sick of seeing every single one of them players week in, week out on that pitch. You know, the travelling we got to do up and down the country, and all we get is a load of shit given back to us and thrown back in our faces. You know, I'm sick of the manager and his crappy tactics, taking Eze off when we're losing 1-0. What are you thinking? What are you playing at? And apparently, I'm looking at Twitter right now, Palace fans, and they had every right to be trying this, singing to Roy, you don't know what you're doing. They got Balance out saying they want the Yanks to go, Parish to go, all of this. Do you know what I mean? It's chaos. You know, we are a comedy, but for all the wrong reasons as a club. We are just, we're just toxic, you know. We're just weak and we're just spineless and not ruthless enough on and off the pitch. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the ownership. I'm sick of the way the club is. I'm sick of the same thing year in, year out, and it's got to change, or else we're going to be in the same situation between now and the end of the season. We might even get relegated if we're not careful. I generally think we could get relegated with the way we are as a team, with the football we're playing, and we can't even beat Everton. Everton 3 times in a row. Well, not in a row, but 3 times this season. Do you know what I mean? And they're not a bad side, but we should at least be getting something, at least a win out of one of them 3 matches. We got to play them again in what, like a month's time at Goodison Park. Well, you can forget that, and I ain't going to that. Bloody hell, on a Monday night. Do me a favour. But you know what? I say the same thing every week, and I just get bored of it. I get bored of it to the point where sometimes I'm not even angry. I'm just deflated, frustrated, and agitated. And I just can't be arsed anymore. We've got Arsenal this bloody Saturday. I mean, what are we going to do there? What are we going to have to offer? Do you know what I mean? What are we going to have to offer? It's the same thing. It's going to be like a 3-1 defeat or 3-0 loss. What are we going to do? No Elise. You know, there's no one to pull us out that our attack is crap. We've got the worst forward line potentially in the league. One of the worst forward lines. I mean, honestly, if we lose that, which we will, and if we get hammered, they got to sack Roy. They got to sign some players up. They got to get a manager in. If it's Cooper, whether it is somehow Jose Mourinho, whether it's Graham Potter or someone like that, they got to get a gaffer in who knows what they're doing. Michael Carrick's a shouting that as well. They got to do something quick because this club is sinking, absolutely sinking to the bottom where there's just no way up for us. Do you know what I mean? There's potentially going to be no way out of our diabolical, crappy situation come the end of the season, whether we're still in the Premier League and next season's going to be just as bad, or whether we're in the Championship. Simple as. I'm sick of it all, man. And this club is an embarrassment to football. Pretty much a waste of space, really, overall. Roy out, Parish sell up and can f*** off. So can all the other board members who aren't really interested and couldn't give a crap but only care about their business rather than a Premier League side in Crystal Palace. Just we need to rebuild. We need to rebuild. I don't know how we're going to rebuild. I don't know when the process is going to improve. If there even is a process, because right now there's it's just gotten to the point where I'm just lost for words, and this season means absolutely nothing. This season's basically done and dusted, and I wish it was over tomorrow, but we still got another 4 and a bit months to go, sadly. So wish us luck.